Hello, I am Wanderer001, and this is my review and look at of NBC Peacock streaming service. Now, I wasn't actually going to do a review of this particular service. One, because, well, right now, you cannot get this on Roku or Amazon Fire Sticks. You can only get this right now, in my case, using a Android set-top box. One of the things that kind of brought me around was that, unlike some of these other services, Peacock does have a free tier, and that's what I'm going to be showing you here is the free tier of Peacock. They do have a $5 a month premium package, which pretty much lets you get access to their entire catalog, unlike the free version, which gives you limited access to their catalog. So, free, most of their catalog; premium, all of their catalog; premium plus, at $10 a month, gives you access to their entire streaming catalog and no ads. So free and premium are ad supported. Premium plus takes away those ads. Now, I say streaming catalog, I should preface that with saying current streaming catalog. Because of already pre-existing license agreements, some of their stuff is on other services still, and not their entire back catalog is currently made available on their service. But let's take a look at Peacock and kind of get a look at what we have going on here. And the reason I left it on the free tier is because there's some things that I want you to notice with the free tier in telling what is accessible to you for not paying for things versus having paid for something. So right off the bat, you're brought to the browse section. So up here, you've got ads for Peacock original programming. I will say the other factor for me in checking this area out was the Peacock original movie, Psych 2, which my wife loved Psych when it was on TV, and she did not even know that this movie launched on this service. So I happened to hear this on a podcast, and I thought I would surprise her. Here you've got Downton Abbey, Everybody Hates Chris, Jurassic Park. So this is a mixture of TV shows and movies. Now, down here, continue watching. I jumped into several different sections, and this first one is a children's show. Then you have Parks and Recs, which is just a regular TV series, and then Jurassic Park. Now, I want you to notice something. Jurassic Park has a little clock in the corner of it. That means that after 4 days, this will no longer be on the service. Now, this is partially due to licensing agreements, things of that nature. So if I come over to the Matrix, let's see if we get that. Yep, this one has it too. So over in the left-hand corner, you can see 4 days left. It also shows Rotten Tomato scores and popcorn, but we're just going to kind of go back so that doesn't actually continue playing because we don't want to get a copyright strike. But with movies currently on the free tier and TV shows, there are ad blocks. You saw how many ad blocks there were for Jurassic Park when I started that up. For your TV series, you're looking at about 3 ad breaks. I will say for children's programming, there do not appear to be ads. I've jumped through a couple of them to take a look. There do not seem to be ads, which is nice. There is a playlist, so if I came up to something and hypothetically, here we go. Next item down is Peacock Picks. So if I select this, I can add to my watch list. I can see all of the episodes. So free episodes or season 1. So here you go. It's letting you see episode 1 on the free tier, but if you want to see the rest of this, you will have to upgrade to the premium or the premium plus. And I feel that that's going to be like that for a lot of the Peacock originals. Now, it did take a moment to show up, but if you look in the upper left-hand corner of these shows here, there's now a little icon letting you know that this is a premium or premium plus needed to access those shows or episodes even. See, down here with You May Also Like, notice that Superstore has that in the upper left-hand corner as well. So just know, free tier gets you access to a lot of things, maybe not all the things. So coming down in our browse section, we have featured film, Peacock originals, Fantastic Females, free big screen movies, because I watch Psych with my wife, featured channels. So this, if you look at it, is actually access to currently what is on, because right now, I'm filming this, it is between 6 and 6:30 p.m. So if I select this, this will actually bring me into the live feed of today all day. Now, I will say the load times with the live channels can be a little long. So I'm not going to actually sit you through that, but we'll continue going down. So true crime, always on, timeless classics. I mean, there's a lot. And again, notice in the upper left-hand corner, paid version, can watch for free. Paid version, there's no real rhyme or reason to what they do that with, and I'm not sure what selections there are for this. I mean, this is an older movie. This is an even older movie. Is there a cutoff? There doesn't seem to be. So round trip, here we've got in Espanol, hidden gems, kids corner. I mean, I can keep going and going because, well, this really does just keep going and going. I mean, you do get to an end eventually. Now, they are this film strip style sorting mechanism, but let's say I don't want to use the film strip or want to see everything. So under Adrenaline Junkies, well, here I go. I can see a Rotten Tomato score. Click, 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 click. I'm not seeing everything that they have. If we come and select all the way over to the left, there is actually a view all button, which is nice. So you kind of get it in more of a tiled version interface, which is what I'm more used to seeing nowadays. So again, this is what they have under Adrenaline Junkies. This is not all the movies they have. This is just that subsection. Now, I am happy to say that if you backspace twice on your remote control, depending on what you're using, it will bring you all the way back up to the top. You don't have to scroll all the way through that, which I do appreciate. Coming over to the right, if we select TV shows, it's going to give us a similar breakdown. So again, Peacock Originals, Current TV, Looking for Laughs. It's the same user interface, except now it's aggregating just TV shows. Likewise, if we come over, we select movies, it's going to do the same thing. Here we go. Rotten Tomato approved, Comic Relief, Serious Cinema, Action Adventure. It's breaking all of those down. And in each of them, select over to the left, and you can view all that are in that subcategory. We have kids, which again is going to be a selection of kids programming. It's not bad. There is a decent amount of stuff in here, but the big thing with any of these specific services are, if you don't like the content that is by NBC, let's say you're a Disney household, then is this going to be right for you? For the price of free, I would say it's worth checking out. Paying for it, that's another story. That's up to you. We've got our news. So top headlines, NBC News, you get the idea. Sports, we do have a sports section. It will show highlights. Here we go. Premier League highlights, top sports stories, and then we're kind of into sports related items. And then they do have a Latino offering. It's not going to be quite as robust as some of the other offerings, but just know it's there. Last but not least, on the right, we have our account information, which will pretty much show you the version of Peacock that you're on, as well as the do not sell my information. So you will see more targeted advertising if you leave that on, but I turn that off because that's just what I like to do. All right, so we're going to go now to the left of our browsing. So we have trending. So what this is going to do is it's going to grab,
I grew up in rural Alabama.
Trending information. So all of these are trending video clips. Here we go. We're going to keep going. And you can just rotate through trending options. Now I'm going to keep moving through these because, one, I don't want to get hit with anything. But you can kind of cycle through this as a pseudo live channel offering. But we're going to come over to live channels. Now, again, we are on the Today All, but if we wanted to, we can kind of scroll through these. Now, these live channels don't necessarily denote being live because here, this is the Office channel. So it says Office Shorts. Obviously, we don't have the Olympics on right now. Late Night, Make Me a Millionaire. So Sky News. So if we select one of those, it brings you in, it'll start playing, but I'm going to prevent it from playing. Last but not least, on the left, search, which will allow you to hunt and peck for things that you want to search for. So yeah, I'm looking for Shrek. There you go. Anything that kind of starts with that. We've got Shrek. We can select it. Notice that we do need to watch with
Princess, where are
Premium, but also notice just above that, there are only 4 days left to watch this. Again, because of previous licensing agreements, they're not going to have access to everything that you think they might have. In time, that will change, but right now, that is a limitation that you need to think about. So, general thoughts overall, for a free service, I'm willing to leave it on my set-top box here. I do hope that they finish whatever arguments they're working out with Roku and Amazon, because right now those are the premier streaming devices. And I hate to say it, it does seem that Roku in particular is being a little less platform agnostic now, since they have their own free streaming channel. Things just kind of seem to be different than when I first started using them. It's still my preferred box, but they're definitely powerhouse, and they're trying to use that power to get a more favorable outcome. Bad? That's up to you to decide. So again, free version, there's no reason not to check it out at the very least. Paid, I dislike paying for something and still having ads. Hulu does it too, but it is kind of what it is these days. Premium Plus, $10 a month. If there's a lot of stuff on Peacock that you like, it could be worth doing just to get rid of the ads. Myself, there are not many shows that Peacock offers that I either cannot access elsewhere or don't already have digital copies of because I purchased them myself. So NBC's Peacock is yet another channel to add to your lineup in your cord-cutting arsenal. I have been Wanderer001. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the area below. And as always, thanks for watching.